Rule number 1. Always speak Simon Says to show your authority. Rule number 2. Wear winter clothing on a hot summer day. Rule number 3. You should pick your nose with your big toe.
What? Wait, that's not good advice. Those things aren't wise at all. You'd better sit down and join us.
Sorry, Boris. I just wanted to sound wise. I just think having wisdom is a good thing.
That's right. Having wisdom is a good thing. Let's see. How do I explain wisdom? In the Greek language, the word for wisdom is actually Sophia. The word Sophia points to how amazing God is.
Sophia, like our friend Sophia Jang?
Yes, that is the meaning of Sophia's name. But the point is, God is wisdom. He always knows the best answer or choice in any situation.
I am not sure I follow. What do you mean by that?
No problem. Let me explain. In the last few weeks, we've been looking at letters written by a man who traveled all over, starting churches as he spread the good news of Jesus. Do you remember his name?
Right. Paul, or Uncle Paul, in Pastor Tim's word.
But today, we're going to talk about another letter written by a follower of Jesus named James. He was most likely Jesus' half-brother, and he was the leader of the church in Jerusalem.
I know Jerusalem. The temple of God was in Jerusalem, the holy city, and Jerusalem was where Jesus was crucified and resurrected. I believe is also the capital city of Kingdom Judah.
Yes, James was from Jerusalem, and he wrote a letter to be passed around from church to church and city to city. His letter was written to help the Greek-speaking Jewish Christians who were scattered around the Roman Empire, so that they could understand God's wisdom and so that they can make better life choices.
Okay, thank you for telling me about James' letter in the Bible. But how is this related to wisdom? Do you mean James was like a teacher who knew everything?
I am sure many teachers do know lots and lots of things. It's important to listen to them. But I am not sure that is that. Anyways, let's read what James says about teachers in James 3, verse 1.
Okay, let me open my Bible and read. Dear brothers and sisters, not many of you should become teachers in the church, for we who teach will be judged more strictly. I think James says that being a teacher is hard, and not everyone should be one.
There's a part of us that likes to be the teacher, like talk wise, being a leader. It kind of feels good. But the fact is, we're sinful and we make mistakes. James says in verse 2 that we all stumble. So if we want to teach others, we need to teach from a place of humility, of being teachable and willing to learn too. Because we all make mistakes, and only God is wisdom. Let's turn to James 3, verse 13. Let's read together. If you are wise and understand God's ways, prove it by living an honorable life, doing good works with the humility that comes from wisdom.
I think James says that we can tell there's wisdom in our life by what we do, not just by what we know. If we know the right answer, then we'll live that way too. I guess it's like many of us have learned that a stove is hot when it's on because we know it's hot and we don't touch it. Basically, we need to talk. We need to walk our talk. So, where do we find wisdom?
Let's read James 1, verse 5. When you hear the answer, remember it. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you.
That's right. God is the source of wisdom. God knows everything about everything. He knows everything that is going to happen. He knows everything that could happen. God sees the end and the beginning. And if we ask, He'll give us His wisdom through the Bible, through prayers. That's amazing.
Have you ever been at an amusement park or a zoo and seen a signpost like this that showed you where each path led? Well, when we follow only the wisdom from people in the world who don't follow God, we end up on a different path than if we follow God's wisdom.
Good point. Let's build a signpost together using the description from James. The arrow we put on the signpost will help us compare the path of following each kind of wisdom. Let's look into James 3:15 to see where wisdom of this world will lead us. For jealousy and selfishness are not God's kind of wisdom. Such things are earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. The wisdom we hear from the world leads us to want what others have. It encourages us to think only about ourselves and serve others instead of serving and helping others. In Pastor Tim's word, me. The wisdom of the world leads to confusion and sin.
Now, let's see what God's wisdom looks like. We'll read James 3, verse 17.
The wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere.
God's wisdom is pure because God is always right. God's wisdom loves peace. God's wisdom thinks about others. God's wisdom listens and obeys. God's wisdom cares for others and shows the fruit of the Spirit. What are some examples of the fruit of the Spirit?
Love, joy, and peace. When we follow God's wisdom, our life will show this fruit. And lastly, God's wisdom is fair and honest.
When we seek God's guidance, we'll find wisdom that is pure, loving, and beneficial. Wisdom that helps others and points them to Jesus. God answers our prayers with wisdom, and we can trust that He will guide us correctly because He embodies wisdom. Our God is worthy of worship because He is wisdom.
I understand now. Real wisdom is not about picking your nose with your big toe, but about listening to what God says. Instead of purely my own thinking, I'll try to follow God's thinking.
Yes, Ray. That's what wisdom is all about.